All right, so Scott, let me ask you a question.
All right.
If I was to tell you that Greg Bird for the Yankees has been playing baseball for 15 years and most of the time at a very high level.
Sure.
Explain to me why he can't hit out of a shift. Like, why can't a big league hitter in this modern day and age either lay down a bunt or slap it the other way?
Well, I guess the question is, can he do it or does he want to do it? And that's the question. I read an article recently about the shift, and someone made a very convincing case. It was on ESPN. One of their big writers made a very convincing case that they should just try to hit what they're doing anyway. And the reason is, so if they beat the shift and pop a bunt down the third base, let's say it's the most extreme version and David Ortiz pops a bunt down the third base line. Now that's a single every time, no matter what. That is a single, and it will never be a double. And sometimes it'll be an out because he doesn't do it right or whatever, because he's not going to hit 1,000 on that bunt. He's going to flub a few of them and strike out. He's going to do whatever. So whatever he can hit on that is a guaranteed. If he gets a hit, it's a single and a single only, and it's not going to drive in any runs. It's like the smallest hit you could possibly have. Mm-hmm. Now, when David Ortiz hits normally, it's a double or it's a dinger or it's a something. And there was a very convincing case put out, and I don't know. I still don't know if I buy it. And I have a counter argument to it, actually, that it's better for the players to just swing away, do what they do, and then it'll work out better in the end. Now, my counter argument to that, pop a few of those bunts down the line, make them take the shift off, and then do what you do.
Well, that's what I would do. That's actually where I'm at. Is I agree with all the things that you just said completely. If you have the ability to slap one down the third baseline or bunt one down even or whatever, 2 out of every 10 at bats, even when the switch is on, when the shift is on, why not keep the defense a little honest? That way, when you get to the plate, either the shift is not as severe.
Yep.
And you can swing away. You shouldn't only be able to swing away when there's men on bases. You know what I mean? Like,
right. And when there's men on, they're going to put double play on or not the regular shift or whatever, and you should be fine. Right.
And I get the argument of let them swing away. They've been doing this, that, and the other. If you're a good hitting coach in spring training or whatever, and you can't teach a guy for 4 days how to just open the stance and slap one down, I don't fully understand, because a lot of times, you're talking about getting a guy in with 0 outs and just getting an inning going. Whereas if you look at, the BAA against the shift, it's down. Most batters is down 60 to 80 points.
Yeah.
That's a pretty dramatic number.
It's a huge number. And if
you're David Ortiz, you need to hit it into that gap perfectly. You need, there's a little bit of perfection to your craft, which I'm not saying anything. You're a professional player, but why not just keep the guys a little honest and lay one down? That's what I would do. I would literally get up there and just lay one down.
And you have a guy like Chris Davis, who is having, I think the worst statistical season ever.
Especially per the money he's getting, yep.
Yes, right. So he's probably, right, dollar for dollar, the worst baseball season of all time is possibly Chris Davis that we're having right now, especially in an environment where guys are hitting more home runs than ever and all these different things. He currently is batting 158 with a 232 on base percentage. 158. His ops, which 700 is just a guy who is kind of okay.
Right.
A regular starter in the big leagues, he's 506.
Oh my God.
Which means anything under 600, you need to be Ray Ordonez. You really need to be beyond that. But to make it a thing that works, you got to be a Jackie Bradley, Ray Ordonez, and Andrelton Simmons, or what have you, to make it Ozzie Smith to make it work. And he is not that, my friend.
One of those things. No, he's not.
And he's also a first baseman, so it doesn't matter anyway. So let's just take a quick look at his value, his WAR right now, his wins above replacement. Wins above replacement is negative 2.5. So you pick up a guy off the street of AAA, not you or I, but
you might be able to pick up a guy off the street.
You may be able to pick up a guy off the street. One of the Longcore brothers could honestly probably better arm. quite frankly, first of all, quite just for sure. And then the worst part is, it's incredible how now they've been shifting on this guy since he was basically the second coming of Babe Ruth in 2013 when he hit 53 bombs, 138 ribbies, and he had 1,000.
What was the batting average that year too?
His batting average is 286.
Yeah,
amazing,
a great season.
Great. He was, so obviously he had a great year that year, and he's had a few good years. This and that. He hit 262 with 47 bombs and 117 ribbies in 2015 all day long. And then he, of course, signed a huge deal, a deal that, by the way, is going to preclude the Orioles from signing Manny Machado, who's actually, the best player that organization has produced since Cal Ripken, I guess. Yeah. Probably better, honest to God, in a game-for-game production-wise.
His stats this year, considering his team, are pretty impressive.
He's amazing.
He's the one guy you have to pitch to, or one guy you don't really ever have to pitch to on that team.
And his no offensive WAR this year, and don't forget, we're literally at the All-Star break, so there's a long season to go for this to get worse, is -2 on offense, 2 games worse than average on offense, and 0.9 on defense. So he's not the aforementioned Ozzie Smith at first. He's losing you a game there too.
Oh my gosh.
He's an extreme. Now, can he just not hit anymore? It's tough to say, but let's pop a bunt down the line for God's sake.
Get yourself. You know what they always say, like in basketball, if you can't hit a shot, get to the free throw line. Take a layup.
Sure.
Find a way to make it easier on you mentally. But batting 158 with. Batting 158, 232 on base.
Right. Really... So actually, quite a few walks for how bad he is, to be completely honest with you, if we're going to break it down. He's got 9 dingers. So he is trying to beat. Now, obviously, the best way to beat the shift is to hit a home run.
That's right.
That's a great way to beat the shift. He ain't doing it. It's not happening. I can only imagine. Now, let me ask you this. What is his frustration level?
Oh, my gosh.
Now, he is bringing home, I think he's making $20 million a year.
Yeah, of course. He's probably not that frustrated, honestly.
Right. Let me take you through the rest of his contract. 2018, $23 million.
Oh, man.
2019, $23 million.
All guaranteed, of course. Yep.
Yes. 2020, $23 million. Yep. No, just 23. 2021, $23 million. And 2022 at the age of 36, pulling another $23 million. So not including this year, he's got $92 million on the way, plus half of this season. He's got like $102 million coming to him on this contract. So if they cut him today, which they probably should, performance-wise, because he's providing -2 wins, then they would have to eat $100 million. This
will make the Bobby Bonilla contract look tame.
Oh, it looks like a bargain. It's a bargain.
They might still be paying him, by the way.
They are. No, it was Bobby Bonilla Day on I think it's like July 8th every year. He gets like $1.9 million. What a deal. So you got Chris Davis. Now can he just not hit at all anymore? I'm not really sure what his deal is. It's just he's so buried in. He's so bad. It's tough to tell. Your Bird example is probably better. And so what's he doing with the shift now? And so they're shifting on him every time.
They're starting to shift on him every time. And, I don't know what the numbers are on the back of this. He's batting 220s. He hasn't had a full season in him. He actually had a good 2-week stretch, and now they just put the shift on him, and it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare to look at. Now
you know who they never shifted on? Derek Jeter.
No, never.
Because he could just pop the other
way.
He can go the other way. And guess what? Then when he wants to rip a double and pull one, he can. I don't get it. Now, I have never been as good at anything as these guys are at hitting.
That's right.
Maybe Chris Davis. But so I don't know what it's like to be that kind of to your original point, I think. You've been a superstar your entire life, doing what you do best. And now we're asking you to not do that, right? That's basically what we were coming to.
That's right. I mean, well, think about it this way. Your coach, after 10 years, goes, hey, listen, I'm going to move you from being a power forward to a guard. I'm going to move you from the 4-hole to the 8-hole. And also, if you don't mind, could you start learning how to hit the ball the other way, which you've never done your whole life?
Right.
I don't know. I mean,
the answer is no.
The Davis story to me is probably, first of all, he understands he has all the money. There's speculative rumors, of course, going around about PEDs with him and all that kind of stuff with just the drastic decline. And I'm not, I'm not here to speculate or comment there either, but this is one fall off a cliff like you don't see all that often. It's not like the Jose Bautista effect where you could say, hey, age is kicking in. He hit 45, 48, 40 home runs, 37, 38 years old.
There's a bell curve to his career.
Right.
There's a bell curve that makes some sense to his career. Actually, he's a late bloomer, if anything.
That's what he was.
So his bell curve makes sense in that way. Like he figured it out and did something. The Chris Davis also with the every other year being good, like that's kind of weird. He did get popped for something at one point.
He did, right? I thought he did.
But it was like ADD medication. And maybe that's the issue. Maybe
he's not paying attention.
He's not, huh? Strike three. Oh. Is that Kentucky bluegrass or is that Jamaica green? Very nice. Okay.
Strike three? I'm sorry.